software. This is just some examples of incorrect incorrect examples. Now, if you look at the first one, it says the software we bought the most of came from an online supplier. And then if you look at incorrect, for example, it says she has to travel the far of anyone in the office. And then you look at the correct one, it says she has to travel the farthest of anyone in the office. Now, words with no comparative and superlative forms. Now, I want you to take a look at it. And you have here, it says, not all adjectives and adverbs can have a comparative or superlative form. No type of comparison is possible with certain adjectives and adverbs. No type of comparison. So we say, for example, you have some examples of them. It says perfect, you have unique, dead, impossible, and infinite. And okay, so for those of us who are asking questions, so I'm just going through your comments. This lesson is free, and you're not going to pay for this. So I can see someone called Olga who is asking this question. The lesson is free and you are not paying for it. Now, you have examples. Like I said, the incorrect form is when you say he was the most unique president we had. Then you have correct examples. The correct one is when you say he was a unique president. Unique. When we say unique, it means one of a kind, something that is special. There is no other like it. So it is not possible for one president to be more or less unique than another one. There are so many examples of superlative, so much. And the most important thing is how we can use it to make examples, how we can put it into practice, how you can use it in your daily lives. For example, for those who have so for those who have maybe you have some sort of habits, or maybe there's something you like, and you go to a restaurant and you say, this is the most tastiest food I've ever eaten. You have taste, tasty, you have tastier, and then you have tastiest. So one more thing is another example that you can also use is, like as I said, you have 1 minute. You have, this is the words with no comparative and superlative forms, so which is where we should really put attention to. It says perfect, unique, dead, impossible, and infinite. And now we come again to the next one. Like I said, this is when you're talking about comparative. The example is, this program is better than the previous ones, or this program is the best of all. So we have the first one. It says the software we bought the most of came from an online supplier. And like I said, you have adverbs, you have well, you have better, you have best, badly, worse, or worst. Then you have little, you have less, and you have list. Okay, so guys, ladies and gents, so you take a look at one more. Like I said in the beginning of the lesson, you have talking about superlative. again, usually is when comparison is between three or more things, then we use this form of superlative. Now, you talk about where an adjective or an adverb is made into a superlative form in one or two ways. You look at the table. These are just some of the most common words that we usually use in English. So you have new, you have newest, you have hot, you have hottest, you have cute, you have cutest, and then you have pretty, you have prettiest, you have modern, you have most modern, you have beautiful, and you have most beautiful. Which is why, for example, you have examples here when you say this office is the most modern one in the building. Or, for example, you say she's the youngest employee in the company to be promoted. All right. Now, we're going to look at, for example, here, which was where we started our topic. And it's still talking about the first one, superlative cities. I hope that now, before our lesson will end, or when eventually when you have free time, you can go through these words, and these are just some words and phrases to learn from this exercise. And everything you see here, from boring, exciting, crowded, empty, dangerous, safe, modern, old, noisy, quiet, polluted, clear, or castle. So this is just some words and phrases to learn. And these are just popular um, adjectives that we can use. And now you take a look at like I said, some of the words here. You have cathedral, you have church, you have department store, you have market, you have mosque, you have museums, palace, shopping center, statue, temple, and town hall. So, guys, what I'm going to say is, all of you that tuned in today, I understand that this is this is a new platform, and you're all getting used to it. So the materials that you're all seeing today, yes, you might have done it, you might have studied it with your teachers previously, but it's more like a revision. Just for those of you who have learned this, you've studied this material before, so it's more like a revision for you. And for all those who tuned into the lesson today, and so this is just some of the materials that is talking about superlative. And this is when you talk about making comparison between three or more things. And so about the comments, I can see some of you making comments here. So what I want to say first of all is this lesson today was a way for you guys to learn something new. And so I appreciate all of you tuning in today. And thank you for tuning into the lesson or for coming or attending. I hope to see you next in the next lesson that we're going to have. So good evening to you all, and have a wonderful um, weekend ahead. So I'm going to have to, we're going to tune in. We're going to end our lesson today. And once again, goodbye.